Breaking tonight, the Justice Department releasing more than 3 million pages of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump's name referenced hundreds of times. But what the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is saying tonight about the president and Jeffrey Epstein. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the Justice Department releasing more than 3 million pages of documents from the FBI's investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche declaring they have now fully complied with the law.
Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process to ensure transparency to the American people.
In a letter to Congress, Blanche and Attorney General Pam Bondi acknowledged approximately 200,000 pages have been redacted or withheld based on various privileges. DOJ says they're withholding nearly 3 million other documents for various reasons, including victim privacy, because they contained images of child sexual abuse. And critics point out today's release comes 40 days after DOJ was required by law to hand over the files. I asked the Deputy Attorney General, who used to be President Trump's personal lawyer, whether all material related to the president had been released. Trump and Epstein were friends in the 1990s before they had a falling out.
Can you assure the American public that President Trump, like every other prominent person whose name came up in relation to the Epstein files, that all documents, photos, and anything relevant to him connected to the case are being released?
I mean, yes, I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the act, and there is no, we did not protect President Trump, we didn't protect or not protect anybody.
President Trump's name comes up thousands of times, mostly in news articles, but also in emails written by Epstein himself. Blanche today telling Fox News, in none of these communications, even when he's doing his best to disparage President Trump, did Epstein suggest President Trump had done anything criminal or had any inappropriate contact with any of his victims. The documents released today include records of unverified tips to investigators, including some uncorroborated information pertaining to President Trump, former President Clinton, and other high-profile individuals. Trump and Clinton have both denied any wrongdoing and any knowledge of Epstein's crimes. And the Justice Department said the tips led nowhere. The Deputy Attorney General insisting a review of the files did not uncover evidence anyone else should be charged with crimes.
I don't think that the public or you all are going to uncover men within the Epstein files that abuse women, unfortunately.
Today's release did offer evidence of Epstein's relationships with the rich and powerful, including Elon Musk. In a number of emails, Musk and Epstein seemed to be discussing plans for Musk to visit Epstein's private island in the Caribbean. In one 2012 email, Musk asking, "What day night will be the wildest party on your island?" Musk says he never went to the island. The files released today indicate President Trump's current Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, apparently did plan a visit to Epstein's island. The men were neighbors in Manhattan. Lutnick recently said that in 2005, he decided he did not want anything to do with Epstein.
My wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. Really? So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
But the newly released documents indicate that 7 years later, when Lutnick was visiting the Caribbean with his wife and other friends and family, he apparently emailed looking to set up a dinner on Epstein's island, writing, "Does Sunday evening sound good?" A few days later, Epstein's assistant sending Lutnick this message, "Jeffrey wished me to pass along the below to you. Nice seeing you." Tonight, the Commerce Department saying Secretary Lutnick had limited interactions with Mr. Epstein in the presence of his wife and has never been accused of wrongdoing. Tonight, a group of Epstein survivors releasing this statement. This latest release of Jeffrey Epstein is being sold as transparency, but what it actually does is expose survivors. Once again, survivors are having their names and identifying information exposed, while the men who abused us remain hidden and protected. That is outrageous. This is a betrayal of the very people this process is supposed to serve. The Deputy Attorney General predicted with such a large volume of material, there would be mistakes. He says the department has put in place a way for victims to contact DOJ for immediate redactions and other fixes. David?
Pierre Thomas on the developing headlines tonight. Pierre, thank you.